crossing a complex intersection. This video will look at the intersection of Columbia Road and Dorchester Ave. This intersection is crossable, but close attention needs to be paid to a few things. This intersection is located in a busy neighborhood in Dorchester. It is next to a church, a school, restaurants, gas stations, and the Red Line. Crossing it is a necessity to get to any one of these things. Dorchester Ave runs north and south, while Columbia Road runs east and west. This intersection only has 3 crossable sides: the southeast corner to the southwest corner, the southwest corner to the northwest corner, and the northwest corner to the northeast corner. As you can see, one of the sides does not have a crosswalk. The first thing we'll take a closer look at are the sidewalks and corners of the intersection. At the southeast corner of the intersection is a Gulf gas station. The corner itself is rounded, there are 2 posts, a crosswalk button, and the curb does not dip to meet the crosswalk. Instead, a student would have to orientate themselves by using the light pole with the crosswalk button. It is nice how close this is to the road. The benefit of not having the dip is that a cane can easily identify the edge of the sidewalk. The downside is that a person who veers will have a harder time orientating themselves. Crossing over to the southeast corner also requires that a traveler be able to orientate if lost in a gas station. There's a lot of open space crossing over to this corner. A potential danger is that cars can pull out of the Gulf gas station onto Columbia Road and could be in the way of a person walking. Also, the sidewalk does dip into the road for cars to pull out onto Columbia Road. A student would need a lesson on how to safely cross the Gulf sidewalk without veering into Columbia Road. Another complexity of this intersection is that during working hours, there's an auto body shop at the Gulf station. The noises from the mechanics may disrupt the student's ability to listen to audio cues at the intersection. The southwest corner of the intersection has a utility box and 2 light poles as landmarks. From this corner, you can cross west across Dorchester Ave or north across Columbia Road. For both crossings, the sidewalk dips to meet the crosswalks, but there are no bumps and it would be hard to square off because of the angle. A student would have to position themselves to cross using traffic sounds. Crossing west across Dorchester Ave, the traveler looks for the high curb and the light pole on the other side. Crossing north across Columbia Road, the person must cross a good distance. The lanes are divided by a median, which the traveler may or may not find with their cane. The northwest corner is again distinct from the other corners. This intersection is by no means easy, but I do like this particular corner. The flower beds and metal fence are great landmarks for reaching the corner from both directions. There are 3 different types of poles to orientate yourself with, plus a little grid on the sidewalk. From this corner, you can walk south across Columbia Road or east across Dorchester Ave. The push button to cross east across Dorchester Ave is close to the edge of the sidewalk and very convenient. Crossing east on the north side of Dorchester Ave is the most challenging part of this intersection, and I will get to that in a minute. Crossing south to the southwest corner The traveler must walk a long distance, passing the median, and find the curb with the dip in it on the other side. The northeast corner of this intersection is the trickiest part due to a small island before the sidewalk. From this corner, there is only a crosswalk to walk west to the northwest corner of the intersection. There is a Hess gas station, but a curb and garden stand between the crosswalk and the gas pumps. This feature helps a traveler find the crosswalk and sidewalk at this corner. Cars turning right here also have their own red light for the all-cross. This helps ensure safety of those pedestrians crossing from the island to the sidewalk. Although older pictures from Google only show one crosswalk button, which is on the island, this intersection now has a crosswalk signal and button in front of the Hess as well on the island. Having two buttons allows a pedestrian to cross to the island with one cycle and then wait for another cycle to cross the second part. I like this feature, but the corner is still challenging. The island has many cracks on it, and the angle to turn towards the Hess is not a nice 90-degree turn. Time would have to be spent teaching this little corner. Crossing west across Dorchester Ave, the traveler would look for the high curb and the poles on the other side. Now that we have covered the details of each corner, let's go over the traffic patterns and the walk signal. The traffic cycle at this intersection is pretty straightforward. All corners have no turn on red signs, which reduces greatly the blind spot lane threat. There is also an all-cross walk signal that lasts for 24 seconds. The traffic cycle begins going north and south on Dorchester Ave. After that, cars on Columbia Road, who are in the turn lanes, turn north and south with an arrow. And finally, cars on Columbia Road have the light to drive east and west. The walk signal can be pressed from any corner at any time, and the all cross will start before traffic on Dorchester Ave begins going north and south. This means that a pedestrian would push the button and listen for the traffic going east and west on Columbia Road to start and then stop, because at that point the all cross begins. Other factors to consider when assessing this intersection. First, keep in mind that there is no crossing with parallel traffic. In this intersection, there are too many turn lanes and it would never be safe. The time of day also impacts this intersection. During the week, school crossing guards are in this intersection starting at 7:15. Until 5 p.m., loud mechanical noises may be coming from the Gulf Station Auto Body Shop. And rush hour impacts this intersection starting every afternoon. Also, on Sunday mornings, Turks traffic does change the pattern of traffic at this intersection. All of these factors could slightly impact the experience of crossing this intersection. The bike lane on Dorchester Ave is also something that might come up during a lesson with this intersection. Although bicycles are supposed to follow normal traffic patterns, you may want to cover auditory skills needed to detect bicycles coming in that lane. In addition, mass drivers may ignore the no turn on red signs. However, because of the all cross, it is very prominent when pedestrians are crossing, and I think that limits the danger at this intersection. The all cross does not have a beep or auditory signal. The upside of this is that pedestrians must use their skills to assess auditory traffic cues, which are more reliable than the beeps on some crosswalk signals. Taught properly, this intersection can be safely traveled by individuals with visual impairments. It would be important to learn the unique characteristics of each corner, the traffic patterns, and all other factors that influence this location.
Alabama.